Hello, welcome back to Killer Score, the podcast that covers cult classic movies with killer soundtracks and scores we believe deserve more coverage. We are in the second episode of Spooky Season. We're approaching the end of Spooky Season. Whoa. We got one more for you after this and then back to normal episodes. But before I make some more announcements about the channel, I will pass down the mic for everyone else.
Did you say your name?
I'm Daulton Morrison.
Hi, my name is Erin. I am one of the hosts here on Killer Score. And this is my pick. But before we get into that, I'll let Richie do his introductions. This is Richie.
Yep, Richie Eckert. Richie's Rad Voices coming at you with some stuff on my channel eventually. And I do mean eventually. Working on more of Astro Song.
Same.
But in the meantime, I've actually done some things with some really cool people. For instance, my dear buddy Ben Grace recently did a cover of Gaston, and I sang the part of LeFou. Shocker, right?
Shocker.
And I've also been working on other videos with the likes of D-Tunes. Still nothing yet casting-wise that's new on my end, but go back and watch some of their shorts if you want to hear my ugly voice. But enough about my shameless self-aggrandizing, everybody. Erin, this is your pick this time.
Yes, it is. It is my pick for Spooky Month. October, I guess you want to call it that. My pick for this month is the 2016 South Korean zombie movie. Yes, we're doing zombies again. Train to Busan.
It's been a hot minute since we did anything zombie related.
We did Shaun of the Dead earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was February, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was in February.
Yeah, it was February. I did it for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you did.
It's about love.
It is a...
Kinda, yeah.
It's a zom-com.
Yep.
Zombie rom-com.
Zom rom-com.
Rom-com.
Tune in next...
Go watch that one. We had a lot of fun with that episode.
It's a great episode.
Tune in next February as I continue that tradition with Warm Bodies, maybe.
Sure. Nicholas Holt's in that, right?
Yes.
Okay, you have my attention.
It's actually not bad at all.
Okay.
It's actually it's really cute.
Okay. I mean, I just like Nicholas Holt ever since I watched Skins when I was like 15, so...
I mean, rightfully so, he's a good actor. Plus, John Malkovich.
Oh, yeah, he is in that movie, because I did see the end of that movie.
Alright, let's, yeah.
Anyway, back to Train to Busan. So, this is going to be the episode where I butcher Korean names. I am so sorry. Korean is the furthest from a language I know.
Me too. In fact, the only bit of Korean I know is something my grandpa passed on when he was in the army.
And you probably shouldn't say it out loud.
No guarantees, but I know that it involves someone's mother. Anyway.
Oh my god.
He had a loopy sense of humor. Anyway.
Gotcha. Anyway. So this is the 2016 South Korean zombie movie. Kind of a zombie family drama, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because the film follows a divorced Korean father who's basically trying to make it up to his daughter by taking her to visit her mom for her birthday. Then the zombie apocalypse happens. and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Anyway, the film was directed by Young-gyu. As I said, I apologize to anyone who is Korean or speaks Korean. I'm butchering all of this, and I do apologize. It stars Gong-yu, Jung Yumi, Kim Soo-an, and Ma Dong-seouk, also known as Don Lee. He's been in some Western films.
Wasn't he in Marvel?
He was in that Marvel Rings something movie.
Oh, the Eternals?
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, yeah.
One of the better later Marvel movies. It's a shame. It's kind of a shame that they kind of dropped all the plot points dropped in it because wasn't bad.
I mean, the guy who plays like the gangster in this movie was in Eternals.
Oh.
Yeah. It's funny. Oh, this gets even better. So Don Lee, also known as Ma Dong-seouk, Seok, I apologize.
She's gonna apologize a lot.
I'm gonna apologize a lot. Anyway,
Korean fans, wherever you are, apologies.
I am sorry. So he was actually the main actor's personal trainer for a bit.
Huh.
Cause like this guy is like fucking jacked.
Like he's just ripped.
He's just ripped. Like he looks like he could be like a linebacker or something.
Yeah.
But he actually no. He's like an MMA fighter or something, right?
I mean, I'd imagine he'd have to be to get so jacked.
Anyway, so the film takes place mostly on a train. There's probably only about 20 minutes in the movie that isn't on or surrounding a train. It's like the first like 15 minutes and probably like the last 5. So yeah, there's a lot of trains involved if you like trains.
I do.
Yeah, you do like trains.
He's not kidding either, folks.
I enjoy a good train.
Yeah, trains are very much a fascination for this one. Also, Drac, thank you for not jumping on the laptop. Good boy.
I think he's kind of confused by the tripod.
Drac?
Dracula.
Dracula?
Dracula.
Yeah, cool, man.
We have a kitten problem.
Yeah.
As we do in all of our episodes.
Of late.
Yeah.
Until I can find a way to get back to the other murder basement. Oh, Dracula? Drac?
Let's, anyway. So,
continue.
There's a song in this movie that some of you, actually probably everyone in this streaming whatever, is familiar with. There's a song in this movie that's used a lot. It's Aloha Oi.
Huh.
Yes, it's a main musical theme throughout the movie, a leitmotif, if you will, because there comes up in several scenes in the film of the daughter singing that song. We'll divulge that later. So, this movie premiered at the Cannes Midnight screenings and went on to be seen by 10 million theater goers and the first Korean film of 2016 to do so. Meaning that this movie actually did better. That almost too good for this podcast.
Almost. We get some borderline success stories here.
I mean, I don't know if you brought this up in your notes, but there's been talks of an American remake.
That is true. There have been talks of American remake. There's also a sequel called Peninsula, and there is a there's another film that's supposed to be like a prequel, but I think it's animated.
Yeah, there's an anime prequel film.
Yeah, there's an anime prequel film. I didn't write it down.
It's I forget what it's called too. It's like Train to Busan, like
something.
The Outbreak or something like that.
I'll put it up in post if I find a graphic.
Yeah. So the production team referenced video games 7 Days to Die and Silent Hill's Nurses for the movement of the zombies in this film.
Good choices, both of them, because the nurses are freaky as shit.
And
yes.
I imagine you brought up how they achieve the zombie movements.
I think I wrote it down in here. Did I write it down? I might have, I might not.
Liner notes. She's got to look through all those
Oh, you didn't?
notes.
No, I didn't write it down.
So the first zombie you actually see in this film is portrayed by a professional dancer.
Oh, you're right.
And that's how they got the zombies to do their herky-jerky movements, is all the choreography for the zombies was done by professional dancers.
That's actually really cool. I wish I had written that down.
And apparently a bunch of the zombie extras, I believe, are dancers as well.
Nice.
Ooh.
So this movie had a budget of $8.5 million, which, compared to Hollywood films, is not a lot of money.
No.
Shoestring.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the modern film landscape.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think this film qualifies for the podcast, though, just because of the fact that, like, outside of the horror community,
it's kind of unknown.
It's kind of unknown.
Yeah, unless you know horror films or if you know Korean
dramas
or horror films, you probably haven't heard of this, to be honest.
Let's be real, though. I brought bigger movies, though.
So
I brought friggin' Road to Perdition to the table. I think you're in
I brought fucking Moulin Rouge, okay?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Which has a Broadway stage adaptation.
I've heard that Broadway adaptation is really fucking good. Two of my coworkers went to see it and they loved it.
On the record, by the way, as being one of Dalton's favorite movies that we've ever covered for the podcast.
Really?
Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
That was my favorite coverage on the podcast. If you go back and watch that episode, you'll see how much I adore that film.
You see, it's the dawning tension right there that I live for. Anyway, any more facts?
Yes, I haven't gotten to the music of this film yet, which is the whole point of our podcast.
Yes.
So the music is done by Young-gyu, who has worked on a lot of Korean films. He has a very long, I guess you'd say filmography or discography? Career. Let's go with that, because he also is in a band called an indie band called Ow Ow Boo. But he's done movies such as The Wailing, A Bittersweet Life, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
One of
Park
the
Chan-wook.
Yep, one of the
Vengeance
Vengeance trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold this out here when we're all talking at the same time.
First of the Vengeance trilogy.
First of it.
Next was Old Boy.
Yes. The 2003 film The Uninvited.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, I think it's the original version because there was an American remake.
Yeah.
And this is one I had to Google to find out what this movie is. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. I think it's supposed to be a parody of westerns.
You have my attention.
But yeah,
What are you talking about, Richie? There's already a great Western parody out there. I, of course, am talking about A Million Ways to Die in the West. He'll be back.
He'll be back. Anyway, Edgar Wright is actually a really big fan of this film.
I could see that.
Because
Edgar Wright's a huge zombie guy.
He's a huge zombie guy. Plus, also, I mean, look at Shaun of the Dead. It's also very much a zombie family drama as well.
Yeah, I mean, look at everything with Shaun and his mom.
Yeah. So the word zombie is only mentioned once in this film, which is honestly kind of interesting.
Hey, welcome back.
Hi. And one last thing, it was the director Young Sang-ho's, did I spell that right? Yeah, Young Sang-ho's first live-action film, because he had only worked in animation previously, working on Korean anime and television. I think he also did a couple of music videos.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So this was his first live-action film, and dear God, did he knock it out of the park.
You feeling okay there, Richie?
Yeah. No,
you look a little plussed.
Doing well. Doing okay. It's,
You look slightly vexed, my dude.
I'm sorry.
Out of all the
Train to Busan.
Anyway, do either of you have any thoughts? Dalton has seen it. Richie is the uninitiated. We do not have a physical copy, but it is streaming on Peacock. There is the original Korean with English subtitles. If you understand Korean, you can of course watch it without subtitles. And there's an English dub. Just don't bother with the English dub. It's not great.
Yeah.
I've seen this film before. I've seen it several times, actually. Mm-hmm. Not to toot its horn too much, I think this is one of the best zombie films ever made.
Ooh.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Would you say it's up there with Return of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead?
I would say its social commentary is as biting, if not better than Romero at his best.
All right. As the uninitiated, I am very excited. Short and sweet little blurb for streaming. A man, his estranged daughter, and other passengers become trapped on a speeding train during a zombie outbreak in South Korea. That's all they wrote.
That's all they wrote. I mean, that's probably all it says on Peacock, too.
But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I love a good zombie flick. The aforementioned Return of the Living Dead is something I plan on introducing to this one.
Hi.
But I also love a good foreign film. Admittedly, I haven't seen a lot of Korean movies. I like Old Boy, but that's kind of a basic bitch.
Yeah.
Everyone likes Old Boy.
Everyone likes Old Boy. We did watch, what was it, The Handmaiden?
Yeah, which is also Park Chan-wook.
Which is also Park Chan-wook.
Well, he's a good director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic director.
But
I think we've all seen Parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard good things about this one from horror circles and horror YouTubers that I follow, so color me interested.
Yep. And yeah, this movie's gonna make Richie cry again, so.
As if I wasn't hurt enough by that movie that never happened.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
Let's crack in.
I missed something. And we're back. We just finished screening Train to Busan. This is probably Daulton and I's third time watching it.
It might be my fourth time.
Well, it's my third time, probably your fourth time. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite zombie movies.
Yeah, it's up there for me.
But we have to ask the uninitiated, what does Richie think?
Can I have a hug?
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Thank you. All right.
It's that kind of movie.
Real sorry about this, ladies and gents and others of the viewers,
This is
but
gonna be a Richie crying episode.
this one just tore me the fuck apart. Train to Busan is a hell of an action horror piece about zombies on a train, but
To Busan.
to Busan. But it's way more than that. It's a character piece about fatherhood, about other things that I daren't spoil until if we get to that somehow. But this will shatter your heart to pieces if you're... Well, even if you think you're prepared, it will shatter your heart to pieces.
I didn't prepare
Feel
him.
free to give your thoughts on this. It's cool, man. Be uninitiated.
Cinematography's great. The acting, my god, the acting from everyone.
God. Yeah.
The score, equal parts unnerving and heart-pumping.
And heartbreaking, too.
And heartbreaking by the very end.
There's several scenes like that where the
Well,
score just wants you to cry.
Oh, forget what I just said. The whole thing. Everything. It forces you to be in their shoes, essentially. It puts you in that moment.
Yeah.
While I emphasis on the word attempt, to get my thoughts together and be semi-presentable for this camera, though, Daulton, please.
Okay.
Your thoughts.
God damn it, I lost again. Anyway. So, yeah. This fucking mic. I would also love to run into people that don't clearly pump their life savings into one character.
For a nondescript game that we're not sponsored by.
No, I mean, said game also just got shut off in several countries, so it's probably on its last legs anyway.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yikes.
Yeah, for context, it's the 2017 Power Rangers mobile game. It got shut down in a bunch of Asian countries recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's not my other mobile game I play.
Oh, good.
No, that's too big. So, yeah, I love Train to Busan. Like I said, this is like my fourth time seeing it. I think I saw the prequel film, like Seoul Station, like once, and it was solid. Goes more into some of the ancillary characters. I believe it primarily, I can't remember. I think it might involve the homeless man, but I do know a big part of it is the backstory of the girl who gets on the train and accidentally starts the initial outbreak. And there is, and there's a follow-up film called Peninsula, actually.
And you said that was good?
It's very good.
Completely different in tone.
It is definitely the... Oh, God, what's the way to put it?
It's an action movie. It's zombie action.
Yeah, I was trying to make a direct... It's the Aliens to Alien.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or the Army of Darkness to Evil Dead.
Yeah, because it is a straight-up action film. Hey, guess what? We get to do that thing where I get to shit on a director I dislike again.
Oh, boy.
I knew we'd find a way.
Hey, Zack Snyder, you hack.
God.
Why don't... a ragtag group infiltrates a heavily infested zombie area to pull off a daring heist. Gee, I wonder if you got that from the 2020 film Peninsula. You goddamn hack. Absolute fucking phony.
Wait, is that where you got it?
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised because I don't know, that plot's a little similar.
Wait, Daulton, you're right. You're absolutely right. Not a Snyder.
Is there a way we can tighten that?
What, this?
This.
Trust me, I've tried, but I'll try harder again. But can I ask you something, Daulton?
What?
As much as I agree with you, and I do agree with you, can I put up that Family Guy gif when you said that word?
What?
This guy's a big phony!
Yeah.
Wow, that was peak-tastic.
Yeah.
But
I fucking...
Zack Snyder's a phony!
He is!
He's a big phony!
Holden Caulfield thinks you're a phony.
Fun fact, in the episode, the script names that guy is Holden Caulfield.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had talked about that in Quadrophenia.
And for the rest of the episode, he just keeps following Peter around, shouting how he's a phony.
And
That's
Chris, too.
Yeah. And he's just like, can this guy leave already? Like, he's literally on Peter's lawn yelling it.
Hey! You see that house?
That phony lives there!
A big phony lives there!
It's a good one. It's season 1 to 3 Family Guy, which is peak Family Guy.
Yeah, where they have all the blink and you miss it jokes.
Yeah, and they actually try to make Peter likable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Peninsula kicks ass as well. Who knows? Maybe eventually we'll cover it on the podcast a few years down the line.
If you want to break my heart again.
I don't know if it'll break your heart. You'll probably just have more, yeah moments. It's one of those movies.
It's more of an action movie.
Yeah.
And I thought Shaun of the Dead hit me.
Oh, yeah. This is rough. Yeah, like, I feel like a meme when I say that this movie's about family.
But it is.
Like, but more specifically, this is a film about fatherhood and how.
Oh, yes, big time.
Because not just with the primary male leads who are both fathers, but it's kind of about how South Korea itself is like a father that's failing its child.
Interesting.
Because when you stop to think about it, what the big Korean head who's like getting everyone killed, who is trying to dismiss everything, is not properly taking care of his country. Korea has a prime minister, right?
I think so.
Or president, I forget.
I think it's prime minister.
Yeah. The head of Korea in this film, South Korea in this film, is shown to be a man.
Yes.
And to put it diplomatically, he's failing his country.
Yeah, and
he kind of sucks.
Kind of?
Honestly, this film kind of comes off, and I mean this in the best way, as a feminist critique of the heavily patriarchal system of South Korea.
I can see that because
all of the most
spoiler the survivors sorry.
All of the most competent characters in this film are the women.
That is true.
That's not to say that there aren't competent dudes in this too.
No, I mean look at what's his name? Don Lee's character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there are dudes in this that kick a lot of ass. Songhwa. Daulton, you said Songhwa was the MVP of this, and you were not kidding.
He is the best in this movie.
He's just a
dad trying to protect his baby mama.
Yeah. And it's tough to pick my favorite character for this, honestly, because there are so many good ones. Mm-hmm. But he's just a big teddy bear. He's just a cool...
He really is.
He's just a cool but hard-nosed dude who wants the
world for his partner.
Yeah, he wants to be there for his partner, and once he meets Suan, he wants her to live her full life.
You know
and
what?
A big dude like that, you would not expect to say the phrase doting involving, but he is straight up doting.
Oh yeah.
He's the dad you want to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to Seokwol.
Once again,
Korean names.
Dong-seouk's character.
Young-gyu's character. Perfect foil to him.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual dad is this clean-cut head of sales dude who is kind of a selfish prick.
Kinda.
And meanwhile,
it's heavily hinted he's threatening to sue his wife for custody.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of outright stated.
Like, at the very beginning, he goes, "We don't need to sue each other over this." In like that painfully passive-aggressive way. That's like...
Very smarmy.
Very smarmy.
Yeah.
Like, you get the sense that he wanted to say, I'm winning this case.
Yeah. He exploits his own mother for free babysitting.
Yeah.
You know what I just noticed, to tie it into another movie that, honestly, the critical reevaluation is not really that great? It reminds me a lot of how Jack Nicholson's take on Jack Torrance from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining talks to Wendy. Real dismissive, real...
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, real, like, okay. Okay, bitch. Just...
Yeah.
For the record, Stanley Kubrick was a piece of shit.
Moving on.
Anyway.
Made some great movies, but wow, was he a terrible person.
Yeah, just... I mean, sometimes you get good artists who are broken people. This pop filter is killing the mood. Anyway.
It does every episode.
Every episode. Anyway, Train to Busan. But, like I said, he is like the perfect foil to Sang-hwa. And I really like the repartee that develops between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is great to see them basically turn into battle buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I love that because what are you...
Tightening it. There you go.
Okay.
Well, you almost had it. Okay, there.
So Seok, whatever, Gong-yu's character.
Gong-yu's character. Sorry, Korea. Sorry, South Korea.
Yeah, sorry anyone who understands Korean, I am so sorry. So, he does not look like the guy who would survive in a zombie apocalypse. He looks like the guy who would die in the first 5 minutes. Because he's a white-collar guy, like, he obviously doesn't work out. He's running on adrenaline this entire movie.
And let's face it, he gets by.
He gets by pretty damn well.
Yeah, but
there's
you
a
also...
lot of dumb luck involved.
There is a lot of dumb luck involved.
You
I will
also
agree
get the
to that.
sense, though, that people are protecting him because of that little girl, though.
Absolutely, because of his daughter.
Yeah.
Because everyone adores her.
Yeah, everyone
Rightfully
loves Suwon.
so. I would die for that little girl. Suwon is a perfect cinnamon roll, and if any monster out there wants to put her in a worst movie kids list, you have no soul.
No.
Like,
I don't see how you could.
I don't see that either.
she is a incredibly well written, precocious child type character. Real smart, real blunt about things. I love that one moment where the one...
where they...
For a second I thought I had tear in my pants.
Oh, no, you're good.
No, I'm good.
I think those are just the stars.
Yeah, the way the fold went, it kind of looked like there was
Don't you just hate that?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh shit, oh, okay, I'm good.
I get that all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one time we were about to start recording and I realized there was a hole in my pants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
Crotch.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
But,
Don't look there.
But yeah, I like that one line where they're like, she's like, oh, he's a head of sales. Or something.
Like, he's a fund manager. And they're
Fund
just...
manager.
And he's like, oh, so he's a bloodsucker.
And then the wife's like...
Don't say that in front of the kid. And she's like, we're all thinking it.
Like, it's realistic for a kid, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Speaking of bringing it back a bit to that feminist critique you mentioned.
Yes.
While there are competent dudes, think about it. Every single dude that isn't a terrible person, well,
we'll go down the spoilers.
Eventually.
Well, everything in this movie is made worse by men.
That is true.
Made worse by men and made better by their actions to protect the women of the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you got Sung-hwa, who is totally devoted to his wife and to Suan.
Yeah.
And you also you have Gong-yu's character sort of opening himself up.
Yeah.
And embracing,
being a dad for once.
Being a dad. One could argue more maternal, traditionally feminine traits.
Well, I would say more paternal traits.
More paternal, yes.
Yeah. Because throughout the film, he's like, for the first third of the film, you can tell that he and his daughter do not have a good relationship, but
at all.
However, later as the film progresses, you see him being more and more of a father to her.
And oh boy, is that character growth worth it.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
At first you want him to die.
And then you're just like, oh, I don't want him to die.
And you're like, he's got to live for that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, everything is made worse by men. Specifically Young-suk. Young-suk is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
My God, he keeps digging that hole deeper and deeper.
It's like, here's your shovel, keep digging.
It's like, how
It's
about
kind of like, I'm going to hell anyway. Might as well make up a tally.
I'm gonna go burn some toast or something. I'm gonna
go burn down an orphanage. Why don't I?
Sucks. Oh my God.
I'm gonna retweet Elon Musk shit.
This
not enough hours in the day for me.
This shit is rough, man. He fucking sucks so bad.
He actually no, he does ruin everything.
Yeah,
he ruins everything. Yeah, that's why I've corrected myself. He ruins everything for literally everyone.
Honestly, if when they do the first train switch towards the beginning of the movie, if he had gotten attacked by a zombie, everything would have been
a lot
fine.
better.
There probably would have been fucking hundreds of survivors.
Oh yeah.
I would say about 3/4 of that train would have survived.
Absolutely.
80%.
80% of that train would.
Well, but he just gets people killed and just encourages everyone to throw the good guys to the wolves.
Yeah. Literally several times he advocates throwing people to the zombies.
Yeah. And sometimes he does.
So,
yeah.
We got away a bit from it, but let's talk about that score.
Oh,
so
the
good.
score.
It's so good.
So,
I'll let you lead for a bit.
You can lead with that.
So, I apologize. I'm a bit tired right now, but anyway. So, this is one of the first times I've heard a Hammond organ used to sound both sad and exciting in two different scenes.
And unnerving.
I just love the use of the Hammond organ in this. To be fair, it may not be a Hammond brand, but it's got that sound.
It's got the sort of baseball game-ish sound.
I was gonna say a church organ, but okay.
Oh.
Or a jazz organ.
That's what they use at baseball games, the same.
That is true. It's the same one.
So I was right.
Yeah. But this score, it knows when to use the slow piano, it knows when to use an organ, it knows when to throw a guitar in there for no frickin' reason, but other than, hey, this sounds cool.
They sneak it in, too.
They do. They sneak in a bunch of instruments you don't even realize that they're using. You're just like, oh. I heard some traditional Asian instruments in there that I couldn't name, because I am bad at that. But I was like, oh, I know. It was like, I know what that instrument is. I just cannot name it, because I'm terrible at remembering things. That's why I read everything off my phone.
Yeah. I think my favorite personal use of that organ would be in one of the first train scenes.
Yes.
When you see when you see the zombies twitch through the window, and you see Young-gyu's character walking through and joining the rest of the people in the car.
Yeah.
And that's the only instrument there is, and it's so unnerving.
Yeah.
Speaking of unnerving, those zombies.
Oh, yes. As Daulton mentioned at the beginning of this, they did use trained dancers to choreograph the movement of the zombies, which, on probably my third watch of this, is phenomenal. Because it looks... And also they do little camera tricks by, like, speeding up and slowing down the camera when it's focused on the zombies to make it look more unnerving and uncanny valley in a way. And I love it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did some under-cranking like with the previous subject, Jacob's Ladder.
I don't think they would use full undercranking.
No?
No, because undercranking would be they're speeding it up like crazy. Like with this, it's like you're speeding up maybe a few frames per second.
So it's like a downplayed example.
It's a very downplayed example because undercranking would be like that scene in Jacob's Ladder where the guy's like head spinning. This is like where it's a little bit faster, but just enough that you notice it, but not enough that it's like that it distracts you.
Yeah, not enough that it turns into Benny Hill.
Not enough that it turns into Benny Hill or a Nine Inch Nails.
Oh God, the way they're moving looks so inhuman.
Yeah,
we love it.
Just.
Very good lighting in this film.
What's scary too about these zombies is they turn like
super
that
fast, and they are super fast.
Yeah,
like
these zombies go like 50 miles an hour. I swear to Christ.
I'm not making this up. They kind of make the 28 days later infected rage zombies look slow by comparison.
They do. They really do.
And those motherfuckers were fast.
Yeah.
But
it's just a tense film too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very tense film. Like, this is a movie that will have you on the edge of your seat for the entire 2 hours.
Literally. Up to the very end when you're just like, come on, how's this gonna end? Oh, come on, you bastards.
How drunk would the two of you be if you played a drinking game to how many times I shouted, "No!" at the screen?
Yeah.
We'd be at the hospital down the road with alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. Because, like, the whole time...
Also, there is no alcohol in these Solo cups, so just to make you aware, this one has Kool-Aid and that one's water.
Yep, this one over here is water, too. But, like, the whole... Like, there were moments where... It was one of three things. No! No!
And
No!
yeah.
It was...
All of the above. All of the above.
But since I'm kind of repeating myself with how this thing shattered my heart into sand-sized pieces, would the two of you be comfortable going into spoilers?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. So, spoilers begins at 38:20. We'll put a little timestamp or whatever in. Anyway, yes. So spoilers. Yeah, the only characters who live to see the end of this movie are the pregnant woman and the little girl.
And why do I always have to pull up their names?
No, those are the only two people who live.
I know, but I'm trying to pull up her name. Fucking
Suwon and Sunghwa. My stupid white ass. Yeah, same. Suwon and Sunghwa are the only characters who live to see the end of this movie, and just barely. Basically, they finally make it to Busan, but there's like a military barricade there, and the problem is they have guns pointed and they're ready to shoot.
In a dark tunnel.
Yeah, and they're walking through a dark tunnel, and if it weren't for the fact that Suwon was singing Aloha Oi, they would have been dead.
Yeah.
They were literally their CEO literally gave the order to kill.
To shoot on sight, yeah.
Shoot them.
Yeah.
We're not going to risk it.
They were right... That dude had his finger right on the edge of the trigger.
Yeah. Literally, his finger was on the trigger.
So that plays into the feminist angle that Daulton extracted from this movie. As does the fact that, you know what also kind of supports your angle on that, Daulton?
What?
The fact that even the asshole whose name is currently eluding me, the business, Young-gyu.
Yeah.
Even when he starts turning, because
He asked for his mom.
he asks for his mom,
Mm-hmm.
he's saying, "Go get my mom. She lives on this address." It's almost as if he's regressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one moment where I feel like a shred of sympathy for that guy.
Yeah. But also,
It humanizes him.
it
Little bit.
humanizes them
Yeah.
because this is something I have seen in other films before, and I have heard from people that a lot of people when they're dying they call for their mothers.
Yeah.
But in this, it's incredibly effective.
Yeah. Because this is a guy you've seen be nothing but selfish and think
And
of
just kill
nothing
people.
but other
He
people.
tosses the
Nothing about
conductor out of the train.
So like to like see him actually like genuinely fear for his own life and like beg for his mother, it's effective.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And it's unsettling because you're like, wow, he is gone.
Let me tell you something. I was waiting to cheer. I was waiting for the moment where I could be like, yes! But, you
That
know.
last fight scene on the
On the train.
on the train, yeah. I was like conductor booth. I'm
It's-
tired.
It's tense.
It's incredibly tense.
The
and
engine?
The engine, thank you.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about trains.
I know
I'm
nothing
not
about
this guy.
trains.
Yeah.
I'm not this guy. Mr. Amtrak over here. But, you know. I've watched
Well,
enough.
Uriel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because at least Uriel works. Or Uriel.
Yeah.
Is it Uriel or Uriel? Please let us know in the comments because I can never remember.
I'll put it down in post, I guess.
I mean, I'm not gonna go so far just to say I'm the wonderful train system that Tokyo has.
Oh. And what a train system that is.
Incomparable. You're never gonna find better train systems than those in the East Asian countries like China, Korea, Japan. All phenomenal rail systems. We all can
Absolutely.
learn from them.
We really could because our Amtrak system is fucking broken.
Yeah.
Look no further than the Hudson River Tunnel that's been under construction on and off for the past 7 months.
Or, if you want a more local example.
SEPTA.
Yeah.
Hi.
At least Patco's okay.
It's okay. I wish there was a bathroom on those trains,
Yeah.
but there aren't.
Yeah.
For context, I have the worst sense of direction ever, and I can navigate Patco. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that well.
They make it easy to navigate because it's a straight line back and forth.
And I do like the fact that they have exits to a bunch of different places at this station.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So, as alluded to earlier, those are the only two that make it, and Gong-yu's kept... Huh?
I just thought of something that's like gonna break everyone's hearts even more.
What?
The usage of Aloha Hawaii.
Yes.
Because-
It's a goodbye song.
And also,
It's not just a goodbye song. It's the song that the last ruler of Hawaii,
queen, right?
last queen of Hawaii sang before they had to give up their country.
Mm-hmm.
And before their country was dissolved into the United States.
yeah.
Fucking dead on with the theme there.
It's literally a song of a country being destroyed.
Yeah. I was also going to say that the usage of
you,
Aloha
man.
Oi at the end of this film is utter, like, I was tearing up.
Yeah.
And these two were bawling their eyes out, and I had a straight face in this entire movie until that last scene.
Suan is an amazing actress.
Yeah.
She really is. Kim Soo-won is fucking phenomenal.
Her dad gets bit protecting her. And he's
Fucking bawling.
and
She's screaming.
she's screaming, and he's locking himself outside of the engine car because, you know, he knows this is the end. And and as Daulton alluded to, screaming, and that was when the broken open weeping was going on.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Like, you were the other guy
You
who
were in a
was...
pillow, and you're just like, not even trying not to cry. You're just like, fuck it, it's happening.
Yeah.
Of course it was happening.
Yeah, at some point, I just tossed the pillow aside, and I think I fell into your shoulder or something.
No, you didn't.
What? No. I remember what happened. I fell into your shoulder specifically with the fake out with the guns.
Oh, yeah.
I was like...
And I was like, nope.
When she was singing, I was like...
And I'm like, nope.
Why? I'm like, why would they do that to me?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But, yeah, sorry. I wish I had more to contribute in my own episode. I'm just tired.
That happened.
Yeah.
It happens. I was tired. I called my grandma. I was on the phone for 15 minutes longer than I expected to be.
That was a marathon.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I was expecting like, fun thriller times with zombies and good action scenes,
No,
and
you get
like,
family drama.
Yeah.
I got family drama and multiple kicks to the heart.
Yeah. For context, I've been writing some depressing shit that's related to our D&D campaigns that kicked him in the heart. I think this may have topped that.
What isn't a tearjerker for you on this show alone, though? Let's see. The Garden of Words got me crying.
Once got you crying.
Eternal Sunshine, because I had seen that before.
Yeah.
Fucking...
I just like making people feel things. What's wrong with that?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying you, like, have
the way she wears it.
Well, I was gonna say, look at me. We do love you for it, though.
Thank you.
Because... Do I need to say again how amazing this movie is?
No. But you can continue.
Train to Busan is probably climbing its way up my list of favorite zombie movies.
Okay.
Two of you, actually, I gotta thank for broadening my repertoire.
Yeah, with Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, because Daulton, you brought Shaun of the Dead to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I am very much looking forward to the very much inevitable episode on Return of the Living Dead.
Okay.
Which is kind of the polar opposite of this one by a huge margin. But kinda. It's still pretty scary. But I think at this point we're good to go out of spoilers, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, that was Train to Busan. Not a very Halloween-y Halloween so far with us, is it?
No, we did a psychological horror thriller. We did a zombie movie that's a family drama.
Family drama horror.
And tell us, Daulton, what is next?
Yeah, what non-Halloween Halloween movie do you have for us? Because this has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Well, funny you should say that.
Oh boy.
So I turned 30 this year. Big anniversary. And what do you know? Another iconic film just turned 30 this year. Was one of the first films my parents saw together on a date. Fun fact.
Wait, that one was?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which means I probably was in the womb as this was being watched by them.
Considering I know your parents, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's like if Alanis Morissette had released that song at that moment.
Yeah, which, like, given what's become of me and how I've turned out, fucking wild, right?
That makes too much goddamn sense.
It really does. It just received a reviled remake that no one's even talking about.
Boo!
Oh my god.
Boo!
This just keeps getting better.
I am, of course, talking about the iconic piece of goth media that started out as an independent comic book before becoming a massive out of nowhere box office hit in the 90s that has garnered a huge cult following. You've seen one guy dressed at him as almost every single Halloween party for the last 30 years. And next time you're with us, you're going to see It Can't Rain All the Time as we cover The Crow.
See you next time.
Alright. You monster.